tracking compass or whatever you call it. Hang on, I have one. I think. Had one. Where'd it go? You know, little doohickeys run circles with. Here we are.
Do we need a protractor?
Not a good one. No, I don't think so. You need a straight edge.
That's my protractor.
That's my ruler.
Yes. I use this protractor.
Which compass is better, the one with the pencil or the one with the little stick of lead? This one can
I go a stick of lead every time. I hate the pencil ones.
I hate the ones that don't stay in position.
Backwards.
That's all protractor.
This one, look at this. It's got a screw.
Mine is exactly the
You
same.
cannot. Once it's
I
there.
need to find
Of
one.
course, I don't like this thing. You can use this one for today. Well, actually,
like it.
I have.
This one is one of my.
those are annoying.
Mine's up with the jump.
No, see this? Yeah. See that one?
That one?
The one with a little piece of lead.
This one.
Yeah, I like those.
Those are alright as long as they stay close to, you know. You have
But
to.
if I hold it just
The thing about
right-
protractors is you have to, well, let me see. Yeah, you can. Well, you have to be really careful with the pressure, and you have to just. They're kind of a delicate instrument. They don't look like they're delicate or special.
That's why I like this one.
I think I need to design one that really, you know, German made almost. This one, oh, it says Fiskars on it. Fiskars is, no, it's not German. It's, hang on a second. I can't remember. I remember they had a factory in Wisconsin about 10 miles from where I live. They make scissors and things.
This thing you can like take the steel point and the lead out.
Yes. All right. But these things and geometry go hand in hand. You need, if you're going to do geometry, you need one of these. And we'll talk about some of the reasons why.
What if you don't want to do geometry?
If you have to do geometry, you need one. The reason is because you can make just about any shape with one of these things in a straight edge, and you can match them perfectly. They're brilliant, brilliant tools, and we'll go through some of the uses. I think a lot of the uses in this grade, in this book, possibly even.
Is this a geometry book?
Well,
I can tell they're gonna have a lot of story problems. Like last year, they were all about Springfield Nursery. This time, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be about a bakery.
what gave that?
I know it's from.
All I had to do was look at lesson 1 at the top. That's all I had to see.
You could even look at the forward. We'll see. I see it.
What's the forward?
That was
Before lesson 1.
Oh,
Something,
duh.
whatever it is.
I never even looked at that.
That guy looks like a.
It was like a weird.
Genius. That's the word you're looking for. Guy looks like a genius.
If you have longer hair, you could be all
looks-
right.
All right. So you have your compass.
No, I don't.
If you don't have one, I have one, but I need to demonstrate a thing or two with it. You have to make a big lock on it.
Keep going, actually. They're just like a
A big what?
Yeah, just a lock. Where you just lock them into a spot.
That would be nice.
Genius.
Why would that be
That goes with that
nice?
idea.
This works just as well having the squeeze it, and then you have to unlock it every time you
It's
want
like
to
listen,
move
a
it.
little flip lock or something.
Yes. Just a little, it'll just be a little flip around the thing up here. Catch it. Out of that set. All right. So here's what we have. By the way, brilliant job on your tests. Everyone, you did an amazing job. What does congruent mean?
The same.
The same. Perfect. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using a protractor to build triangles that are the same as something else.
More or less congruent.
What you said. That's good. Well, I have an excuse. My company never waits till midnight.
Really?
That's it.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
My company was there all last night. And the night before.
All right. So here's the deal. We have to copy this thing Obviously, this is not nearly big enough for a protractor or whatever. It's a compass. It's not big enough.
You could get like a marker or whatever.
We'll find one here in a minute. Basically, you just take your thing, you draw a line. Well, actually, let me put it this way. Let me back up a little bit. So a protractor basically compass basically has two uses, right? One of them is to make circles, and the other one is to measure distances. We're going to be doing the measuring distances feature of a compass. Well, it is, right, but that's kind of pointless. I mean, after you've drawn so many circles, that's how many circles you got, you know, and who really gives a rip about that. But what we're going to be doing most of today, all today, is measuring distances with your compass. So what you'll do, first of all, is you'll draw a line, because we know that we need a line here on our bottom, for the bottom of our triangle. Now the thing about congruent triangles is they don't have to be oriented the same way. I mean, they can be close, but it doesn't have to be dead accurate, right? So what you do is you take your compass and you put the point of it here on this corner, and then you just spread the thing until the other point reaches this corner. That's the first step. And then you set your compass down here and you measure how far that is.
So first you just draw a line with your straight edge.
Yeah.
Right. First you draw a line, then you have to measure exactly the right chunk. Exactly how long you're going. Mm-hmm.
I think I did something like
Oh, and by the way, triangles have names. Basically, you name the corners of a triangle. So this triangle right here, we would call it, and you have to have this symbol here in front of it. So we just call it ABC. So we're going to build another triangle. We're going to call it XYZ here, obviously. So what we do is we take from point X here. Point Y is going to be up here. Point Z is over here. So we kind of have point Z marked out, right? We have direction for it. But make sure we start here exactly on the end of this line. Measure to right here with your compass. All right. Next thing is next. Take your compass. Measure from here, this corner, to this one. From A to B.
Can we name it whatever that we want if they don't give us?
If they don't give you specifics, yes, you can name it whatever you want.
And then what, we connect it to a point.
Hang on.
our little
All right,
bit.
so you draw an arc, a little sketch, and then you back off again. Measure the distance from this corner to this corner with your compass.
What?
From this corner, from C to B. Basically, this is not enough to
You
go
just
off.
measure all of the sides.
Right. But this is not enough to go off of to draw a line, right? So that means you have to go from this point with your compass up to here, and you're going to be an arc that looks like this.
So
Perfect. So you measure like this.
Oh, and then you take your straight edge and connect the dots.
Right. Exactly. We're playing
Wait,
connect the dots.
what?
So then you take a straight edge and you connect from X to Y, and from
but how do you get that little
the X.
the little?
Okay, so you measure this one from here to here as well.
Yeah.
Measure here to here, mark it right there. Measure from C to B, and mark it. And where those lines cross, that's where that point,
I
that
just
missing
made
point is.
myself a congruent triangle.
Bingo!
I'm gonna call it FAT. Something.
Might as well. PIG.
That's what I was thinking.
Elephant. EL.
But you could call his PIG, or I could call mine FAT. I got a fat pig.
We went to Clear Lake on Saturday after we finished changing the alternator. I saw the funniest license plate I've ever seen. It's probably not kind, but it was funny. The lady was driving a little Subaru. What was it? It was the number. It was 527 LBS. Like, well, there's your problem right there.
Let's so funny about that? I don't get
Well,
it.
what is LBS?
You know what the abbreviation for LBS is?
Pounds.
Pounds.
Oh, the S. I was worried about the S.
Very unfortunate.
There was
license
this,
plate for one person.
The teacher before his license plate said 2 ton.
Say what?
His license plate said 2 ton.
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate.
You got it personalized.
There was,
That would be different. I don't
When
think
we
it's
were out-
personalized, I think it's just an accident.
when we were off the coast, I saw a bumper sticker. I
Yeah.
was like, I took the road less traveled. Now, where's the road now?
Exactly. Alright, so congruent triangles are easy. You just have to measure each side.
225 pounds.
Yeah, 225 times. But it's still easier than using a ruler.
How did you notice 527 pounds? Like,
My
I
wife looks
don't-
at license plates.
oh, I
She looks at
would,
all the license plates.
I would never look at license
Why?
plates.
either.
I don't know.
Look for bumper stickers.
Picture of
though.
it.
Yeah, she's gotta do something with her head. Alright, let's do a little bit of review. I was very, very happy with your test.
I was very, very happy with the prospect of getting.
I think we all.
By the way, is lava wet?
No, it's
It's
not
hot.
that. Well,
Not
for
wet.
Pete's sake.
You never know. I doubt Richard's gone and felt
He's never, I
lava.
was gonna say, when was the last time he touched lava? He's not even an authority on the subject.
Yeah, I am. Because I've got
We're
common
theorizing.
sense.
Well, I don't know, it runs like water. So that's the question then,
Well,
like, is
I
liquid,
bet it's almost like molasses.
like liquid metal, say mercury, for example. Mercury, when it's cold, even, or room temperature, it's liquid, right? So is that wet?
No.
And
If you
the last
touch it
time
and
you
it
touched
doesn't make
mercury.
you wet, then it's not wet.
So if it doesn't stick to you, then it's not wet. So what happens if you stick your hand into lava?
You're not going to have a hand.
You stick to it, or does it stick to you?
Neither. Your hand burns.
If it sticks to you, then it's wet, right? That would
And
be
it burns your hand, it sticks there, it sticks to your hand, it just burns it to a crisp.
You guys, it's not wet. You have to have water or fluid. to make
It's
it
liquid
wet.
fire.
Yeah, but it's not liquid. It's
Whatever.
so wet that any liquid in not wet. So hot that any liquid in it is gone.
He has a point.
What is liquid rock?
It's a bad name.
No,
Magma.
it's liquid rock. That's what lava is.
But it's not wet. There's a difference between liquid and wet.
I'm sorry. I promise to be better. I'm trying not to have. I don't know. I have a lot of biggest questions in the universe, so. Questions. We have questions. All right. Let us do.
I say we do like the whole lesson in class.
Oh, that's how you feel today?
That'd be helpful.
Yes.
Would be.
Can we like do a page
Well-
in class?
Each one of you can pick a question. to do
Okay.
class.
Let's go find the hardest one.
Find the hardest one.
23. 23.
Yeah, 23 definitely.
And 13 and 14.
13 and 14 and 22.
Only one.
13.
What piece? 13?
Yeah,
23?
14.
I picked 14. Okay.
So
22.
13 and 14 and 23 are picked, right?
And you do
Yes.
22.
Oh, yeah, I'll do.
Dude, those are hard.
Those aren't even hard.
13 and 14.
Well, they're kind of a pain. I'm
I
gonna,
want to get it
They're
right.
harder than anything else on them.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with 19.
19. All right.
What's 19?
All right, we'll start with 13.
You're not hard though.
Original price, 1995, an increase of 7%. How do we do that? All right, so we have
Times
1995
0.07.
Yeah.
increase of 7%. All right, say it again. Yeah. 0.7, first of all. All right.
How many times?
Is that shortcut we take?
Yeah. You can go 100 100 minus 7 would be 93% divided
No, we're increasing here. We're increasing 7%, so that means that we're going to have,
by. Oh.
So you
Oh,
can
okay.
go 1.07, but that gives you the full
But that would
answer,
really
and it
help.
says amount of
oh, you have
increase.
to know that on
Yeah,
one
that's-
increase.
that's
Oh,
what-
that's inconvenient. Okay,
I
that's
know it is.
19.95, so multiply, say multiply by
0.07.
Which would come out to 1.40.
1.40.
Yeah, there's no 1.46.
Round it up. I do round it.
I rounded it out,
Right.
$1.20.
Good for you.
With
That's-
confirmation on that?
Yep,
Hang on. Just saying yep isn't confirmation.
$1.40.
Confirmation.
It's $1.40.
Sounds like we got confirmation.
Nobody would believe it.
So it goes up $1.40? I'm just saying, one person doing it the first time sometimes gets it wrong. Sometimes you do it 2 times you get it wrong, Christopher. Cool. So what's your final price?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
31.30.
21.35.
$21.35. That's correct. Bingo. All
I
right.
like doing such a class today.
14.
That's one of the
That one's, or I don't like that kind of.
Price went up 15% from 75.25. So we start at
So let's
75.25.
go 1.50.
Up.
Wouldn't you go 75.25 times 85%?
No, because your price is going up 15%.
You go
So what's 100% of $75.25?
$75.
Right.
Yeah, and then plus 75, or 15%. So,
Right.
more
So
than-
honestly, what you can do in this situation, because this is 100% and you're adding 15%, right? So 100% plus 15% is going to be 115%, right? That's going to be your final. Final price. Am I right assuming that?
What is it, 86? I got that.
We don't have any number. We don't have any numbers yet.
So the answer is 115%.
115%.
So
So
it'd
we
be
look
one.
at this.
Okay, now.
1.1.
Oh, so you just find what was
75.25 times 1.15, and then you don't have to do any adding after that. That's going to be after you come up with this answer. It's gonna be your final answer.
I don't feel like I'm in a room problem.
It's $86.54.
$86.54. You sure of that?
Don't ask me if I'm right. Ask. Look it up on the board. I don't know if I'm right. Probably got all my adding wrong.
I got 86.54.
Guess we got it right. Good job.
Good. What do you have, Cody?
Okay, I'm not sure. I got a bigger number.
What do you have?
Let me put decimal points in there.
Yeah, put your decimal points in.
How did I get $11.20?
Did you multiply by 15?
Yeah.
You just multiply by 15 without the 1.
Okay. Yeah, I see where.
Yep. All right. And 19. All right, what's the conversion rate?
It's centimeters, so you're getting some more.
1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters.
All right.
So you just, in other words, divide.
All right.
By
So you
2.5.
go
Yeah.
you get 1 over 254 equals n over 50.
So,
That's how you do it? I always write it out with a division.
And then you go 4 tail 1 divided by.
4 to 1 divided by 254.
You want to easy to do with colors? Easy calculator.
Isn't that tough?
I'm gonna start checking my problems with my calculator. That's a good idea.
All right. It depends on the problem. That's acceptable.
Is it acceptable for some?
No, I think they're easy. They make these ones. They set these ones up to come out to a really good even number or off.
So
So it's 20 inches.
No, it's not 20. 41 divided by 2.54 is not.
Would it be 12 inches?
No.
What?
16 point
Kidding
something.
me?
It's 16 point something.
Alright, 254 goes into 410, how many times?
Once.
Wait.
It'd be 16.1 something else.
You're sure?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
I
That's
see
the
what
one.
I see what I did wrong.
I don't see what I did wrong.
What goes in the 4?
Today is not going to be a good day. I went in
What did I do wrong?
2 times 2 plus 1 equals 4.
1560 is going to be how many times?
14.
254 goes into 1560.
Oh, that's where I did wrong.
4.
No.
7
It's not? It's 4.
No.
What the?
7 times.
It's not 4 and it's not 7.
Is it 6?
It is.
Just guess between those two numbers. Finally get it.
And then,
2.
you have to round up or down. That's the next question. 254
4 times 6.
times 6 is what? 254 times 4 times 6 is what?
I'm doing my problem.
It's 16. It's only from that one.
15.
I got 144.
4.
1 4.6.
No.
15. I don't know.
254 times 6 is 1524.
What the heck?
1524.
Where'd you get 1524?
It's 1524, guys.
254 times 6.
Well, that's what I got.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about.
Oh, yes, I got 24.
So yeah, 1524 is correct. And
That's the final answer.
use of subtraction. I don't know if you have to round up or down.
Oh,
It'd be 36.
Yeah.
36, and then your
36.
decimal point, and, no, you're gonna round down.
yeah.
So it's just
16.
16.
Should do the rest of those in
No,
class.
I'm not sure.
No, I think it'll be fine. Alright.
It's just hard.
Yeah, I know. Life is ridiculous.
Okay, what about 23 now?
Just a
Put it there. Hang on. Alright.
macaroni salad.
A customer ordered 2 pounds of turkey ham. Turkey ham? What? And, yeah.
Nobody knows.
Oh, well.
Half pig, half turkey.
You got a cross period here.
This is a conundrum. $2.69 per pound. A pound of pepperoni for $3.89, 2 pounds of coleslaw for $1.99, 3 pounds of mustard.
Macaroni?
Yes.
I hate that stuff, and he bought 3 pounds.
If you enjoy a cold pasta, you are a different person. If you enjoy warm pasta, you're a different person. That's just a lot different. So,
Pasta.
pasta. It doesn't matter.
Pasta salad.
Pasta salad. is
You don't
all-
like tortellini?
What's
You
the
don't like ravioli?
No.
You're so weird.
This is pretty good.
I love some of that stuff.
Some of it. No. No, I'm sorry. I tried. I'll eat it. I'll go to your house if you have it, and I will not complain because I am grown up.
But you
I'll
won't
definitely
enjoy
try
it.
not to eat too much. I will try not to take I don't want to take so much that somebody's like, oh, he enjoys it. Does he want seconds? And heaps it on my plate. That's the way you want to stay out of it. All right. So we have this turkey ham, whatever the Sam Hill that is. How much per pound is that?
2.6.
$2.69. How many pounds?
2.
All right.
So,
that's the turkey ham.
$5
What else? Pepperoni?
and
38 cents.
Is pepperoni next? Is that right?
Yeah.
And that's
$2.89 per pound, and you got 2 pounds.
$3.89.
You got 1 pound.
Yes, 8 pounds
We got
of
one.
pepperoni. So
Yeah,
times
so
one,
that
should be
would be-
100. All right, and 2 pounds of coleslaw.
For $1.99.
$1.99. Overpaid for that stuff. All right.
Coleslaw is also something I can't abide by.
I don't
Nothing
like
like
coleslaw.
coleslaw. But normally when you buy coleslaw from a deli, it's soggy and nasty.
It's soggy and
not like
nasty anyway.
coleslaw.
I've had some that's not too bad. But
Yeah, I
it's few
actually-
and far between.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
I've had some that's not
And
too bad.
macaroni salad at 1/3. Oh my goodness. He'll pay for that too. All right. How much macaroni salad did you use?
3 pounds.
Call it mac salad. Mac salad. That's perfect.
That's-
$1.39 a pound
That's,
and times what? How much?
Two, or actually 3.
Good grief. Feeding the orphans. You should feed them that.
And then times, all of that times.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna split this up into division of labor. We're not gonna worry about this one because it's just simple. Chris, you're gonna do this one. And Leah, you're gonna do this one.
I'll do the
And
pepperoni.
You can do the mac salad. Yeah, I already did the pepperoni. Richard, you can do the macaroni salad. Get those figured out, then we'll add them together.
We should have just had Chris do it.
So 3.89. Yeah, that would be ridiculous. I'll send Chris to doing all your work for you.
That would be fine.
That's
it.
an
I do
idea,
fun,
guys.
See what I'm talking about. Are you waiting for that?
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, what do you have, Richard?
$4.17.
Is that right?
17 cents or 14?
I got
17.
11 cents.
I got 11.
For the macaroni salad?
Yeah.
You did the macaroni salad?
Yeah, I did it. I did it.
Here's the problem is I wrote down 139 instead of 137.
Hey!
Try again. All right. Do you have the coleslaw? You have the coleslaw?
Outrageous.
Somewhere I did. $3.98.
That's right. All
And
right.
then a turkey ham. Whatever that piece of stuff is.
$4.11.
$5.30.
No, I.
Wrong thing.
$5.38.
Yeah.
All right.
That's one of them. What's
He's
that?
got a bill.
He's got
All right. Let me just do the math here real quick. And, nope, not reading the answers.
26.
Addition. 26 for the first line?
Yeah. Oh, Cody, you can do mine.
Next one?
23, yeah.
Okay. And
And
then?
then we have, 17.
Mm-hmm. 1736. All right, now we have to tack on the 7% sales tax. So we'll go like this, 1736 times 1.07. Because we have to pay for 100% of it and 7% of it. That way we don't do any addition here. 1.07. So
I cannot
1736 times 1.07, what do we have?
What the? 42, maybe?
Is it?
Yeah, it's 42.
7 times 3 is
21.
plus 4 is 5. 7 times 7?
49.
Hang on. There are 49.
51.
All right.
I have 18.
12.
1858.
Okay, and we're
How
gonna
did
do
you-
0, 0,
58.
6, 3, 7, 1, 2, 2, 5, 7, 5, 8, 1. Oh boy.
Nice 8.
I know. One more better. One more better.
$18.58.
$18.58 is your answer.
$15, what I say?
58.
Huh?
58.
I cannot believe she would play and pay that much for a bunch of garbage.
The macaroni salad is what turns me off. I'm sorry. Coleslaw, the coleslaw you kind of pick around the macaroni salad and you glob it into the,
In turkey ham.
and whatever turkey ham is, I can probably get it down. With my dog, I don't even think would eat the macaroni salad.
Let's see. We got, there was one thing that I'm not gonna say the original version because it was kind of mean, but it's like, there's instead of a trash can menu with a lid on it. Okay, so turkey ham, pepperoni, coleslaw, and macaroni salad. Open the trash can.
Good for a can. All right. Algebra. Here we are. All right, if I would say, my age 15 years ago, how would you represent that algebraically? Minus 15. Perfect. Didn't we do all the first 10 in class? I think we did. And so we'll just jump in and number 11, we'll just start there. Number 11 is 4. 12 is 5/8, 13 is empty set, 14 is negative 3, 15 is negative 27, 16 is negative 36, 17 is 8, 18 is y to the negative third, I'm sorry, y to the negative third, 19 is 5 to the 30th, 20 is 10 to the negative 1, 21 is 0, 22 is empty set. 21 is 0. 22 they have empty set. 23 negative 100. 24 5x squared plus 5xy. 25 20x squared y minus 8xy squared. 26 negative 15d cubed plus 20d squared. Those switched. Here 27 8x plus 11y minus 24. 28, 29 y squared minus 24y squared z minus 16y. 29, so 330 is negative 32, 31 is 1081, 32, 1081, 1081. Because 18 minus 17 is 1, and then you add 1080 and it's 1081. 32. It's 50.24 square centimeters. Write it in. 33 is 94.985 square inches. 34.
I have it 34.99.
Ah, I see why you did that as well. They tell you to do that sometimes. So that's fine. I'll take that. 34 is 3 to 1 for VW to other. VW to total is 3 to 4, 4 to 3. VW to total is 3 to 4. Other total is 1 to 4. 35, 20 cents per foot. 36, 0.0825. 37, 3 ounces. 38, index. 39, radicand. 40, consequent. 41, constant. 42, variables. 43, base equals b, height equals h. What is the question? 43. Well, half the product is base and height. So 1/2 bh or bh over 2. Either way works. Or, yeah, bh divided by 2, I suppose, but I don't like that at all. At all. 44 is 2a plus 4 with a representing age. 45 is h minus 5 with h representing height. 46, a minus 10 with a representing age.
A minus 10?
A plus 10. this here, 47. 1/2 W plus 4, or W over 2 plus 4, with W representing width. 48, hypotenuse is h, and it's h squared. 49, V is representing volume, so it's cube root of volume, cube root of V. So we should have this. 3. 50 is 2W plus. They are 2 points apiece. All right. There it is. Perfect. Does that work? Right, -3. What was that one? Empty set. Why? Close, but no cigar. It's an even number, right? So you can't multiply 2, and because this is a square, technically, you can't go -4 times -4, which just it won't work. You're gonna have 5. However, if you have this, your result is only 4, right? Because you never use the negative number when you're finding the solution of a square root. Excuse me. All right. We are going to speak of fairness in equations. This is probably something you've covered before. I hope it is, because it's fairly basic to algebra. Basically, a thing. We're simply going through how to solve equations, right? I'm going to actually start here at number 1. 2x plus 7 equals 13. And you should know all of this. This should be basically review, right? But the thing that they're trying to pound into your head today is what you do on one side of the equal sign, you have to do on the other. You have to do it. So obviously we're going to get rid of the 7. We have to subtract 7. So once we subtract 7 from this side, we have to subtract 7 from the other side of the equal sign. You absolutely always have to do what you on one side and the other if you're doing an operation. If you're just simplifying, you don't. So if you're simplifying, you don't have to do that. But in this case, you do. All right. So now we wind up with 2x, because we bring that down, equals 6. All right? Right. So we divide on this side of the equation, we're going to divide on this side of the equation. Precisely. Let's do. Let's do now. Hmm? 3? Ooh. Oh yes, that's 3. What is x over 2? What do you, if you have x over 2, what is that?
Division.
Division. How do you get rid of division? How do you get rid of division? Hey, stop. No, stop.
Subtract.
This is subtraction. Addition and subtraction. So this, we get rid of the 6 if you subtract it. So that's first. Alright? So first you subtract 6. You can't divide that because you got a plus sign. Alright, so x over 2 equals Huh?
Plus 5.
Equals 5. X over 2 equals 5 because there's an equal sign, it comes down to. Everything just comes straight down. Alright, so x over 2 equals 5. Now, this is division, which means we multiply to get rid of it, right? We multiply by 2. Or by 2. Crosses it out there. X equals 10. Precisely. That's why you have to remember that that's only division. Always, ever, only. Let's do, I want you to tell me how to do 6.
Add 10 to both sides. I mean 6 to both sides.
Okay, hang on, let's just do it right here. Alright, so we have x over 10 minus 6 is equal to 5. Alright, perfect. You said add, what? Add 6. Plus 6. Plus 6, perfect. X over 10 comes down. Alright, so now, hang on. We multiply by 10. Multiply by 10. Get rid of 10. Multiply by 10 over here as well. X equals 10. Because this is division, you have to multiply. Multiply by the bottom. Alright.
On number 9, though, which one, how do you decide which one to use?
Alright, so here's the deal. This is why we're going to remember that. So first you have to simplify. So we've already talked about simplification, right? So we have negative 14x plus 21 minus 18 plus 18x plus 18. 27. All right. So here's what we do first. Before we do any of the adding and subtracting across the equation, we have to simplify on the one side of the equation, right? So first we have to just simplify this expression.
So 14x and 18.
So we get negative 4. Oh yeah, well, that would be 4. Right? That is a positive 4x. 4x. Yes. And then we have plus 39. Because 21 plus 18 is equals 27. All right. So now it's simplified. We simplified it. Now we can work the equation. Just standard equation. So we do our addition and subtraction. 39.
4x
Negative 12. That's correct. Now it's simple. We just go divide each side by 4, and this is why you have to simply write everything else, so you can just follow it down. X equals negative 3. Ah, yes. So now we have an x on either side of the equation. Yes, I can. Alright, so the deal is we have to get the x on one side and not the other. Number 10. Oh, no, never mind. I thought the number. Sorry, I blew up. I thought the equal sign was one to the left. Another glance at it. Sorry, I blew up. 10x.
Sure can't. Why do you say sorry you blew up? What does that mean?
Oh, no. Oh, I thought you were right. I'm on 8. I'm right, guys. Not 10.
It's in the room.
I'm so sorry. It was midnight. That helps.
Are you sorry you blew up?
I'm sorry I blew up, man. No, that's just an expression we picked up. One guy would say it, well, he'd get awful mad, just terribly mad. Oh, sorry I blew up. You know, well, just anytime we mess up anything, we're like, oh, sorry I blew up. So, it's kind of funny. I don't know.
I mean, you've said it since the beginning of the school year, and it's just kind
I've said it since before that. It's kind of one of those things, an expression, you just don't think about it. All right, average 3 different numbers. Okay. How do you average numbers?
You add them and divide.
Right. So, 3 different numbers. Give me some
A plus B plus C
A plus B plus C. All right.
divided by A plus B plus C.
No, divided by the
Or
one.
divided by
Divided by 3. Because there's 1, 2, 3 expressions, or 3 variables. Because there's 3 variables that divide by 3, or 4. 4.
3/4 times, no, 4/3. Just go 4/3 times R3.
Approximately 4/3 and the radius.
Is 4/3 the fraction?
Yes. 4/3. Any other questions?
Yeah, I need help on 17, 20, 22, 29, and then 31.
17.
I just don't know, but 3 minus 2, so does that change, the negatives change to the positive? So it just becomes 5,
Yes.
and then 20. What did I divide?
Minus
1.
Minus
No, but it's subtracting a negative.
No, but divide, you have to.
Okay, look at
You're
this.
still subtracting.
You're still subtracting 4 to the third. What is it? Is it 4 to the third?
Yeah.
Divided by 4 to the second.
Negative.
Negative second. So what you do, this is the subtraction, this is the subtraction. So 3 minus negative 2. 3 minus negative 2 is, right, we changed to plus. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So that's why the answer is 4 to the fifth. All right?
And then 20, is that 11 negative 7?
What would lead to that conclusion?
Well, you have negative 4 minus 3.
Right.
And then 22.
Okay.
I don't know what to do with that.
The cube root of negative x cubed.
The 2 3s cancel each
Mm-hmm. That's 3 sets of root.
other.
Yeah, and because, now if it was an even number, it would work. Because it's an odd number, it's fine.
So it's,
Basically,
so just be negative x. Yeah.
let me express this with numbers, rather. All right? The square root of 4, right? No, square root of 2 squared. So we know that 2 squared is 2 squared is 4, right? So basically, this is what they have, because it stands for 2. So we have 4, the square root of 4 is, right. So basically what this means is these things just cancel each other out.
Okay. And then 29.
29 is,
So I have it written out as 8AB plus 10 parentheses negative B. I don't think that's right.
why not?
Because you're not supposed to put parentheses in those brackets.
Well, you don't need the parentheses.
And then how do you write it? You just go
Plus and then negative B.
You just go down to minus b. So, I mean, you could, I guess, go plus negative b. It's not the end of the world. But the truth of the matter is, in this situation,
It's still the same.
it means the same thing. So if you subtract b, or if you add negative b, it's the same thing. I mean, that's how subtraction and negative work. I mean, positive work.
And then 31. That's the last one.
I have 4b cubed e plus 30b squared e squared.
Can you say that again?
I have 4b cubed e plus 30b squared e squared. Or you get the 4. Yeah.
6d squared minus 3de plus 10d squared. Alright. So we'll multiply everything by negative de.
Yeah, so your first one would be 3d squared e squared.
So you multiply negative de, you get negative 6d cubed e. Right?
Then plus
That's what happens here. So then this,
3.
this multiplies by this chunk now, we can go plus, because there's no numbers here, this doesn't change. Plus 3 d squared e squared plus, or actually not bad, minus, this is the negative, 10 d cubed e, that's it, right? So now look at these two.
Yeah.
So those get mashed
Those things are
together.
positive.
No, they don't.
I mean, but it,
You're combining two negatives here.
so it's gonna be -4.
This is a negative 6, this is a negative 10. If you have negative 6 minus 10, what do we have?
-16.
Right. So you have negative 16d cubed e plus 3d squared e squared. That's how you do
Which
it.
one was that?
Yeah, it's 31. Okay, anybody else? Perfect. We can skip three of the extra practice. One. I'm just saying. Actually, no, let's get 5 of the extra practice. I don't need your books today, but you do need to have your name on them. Richard is very rude, like Chris's, Cody's, or something. Put your name on it.
Well, you gave it to me, so it's fine.
I have no clue.
Nope.
But I saw you writing your name on it, I was just wondering, so.
I did write my name on it. I might have just put it back in my desk, actually.
That's fine, I don't need it today because there's no sports here for
Yeah, I did write my name. Or wrote a name.
you. Wrote your name? Ah,
You don't need our eating books here, right?
not if they're new, no. Well, science makes up for it today.
Yeah.
And you do have there is a spelling test today, covering all three sections.
We have a test in language.
A test and language test.
We have history.
So what?
We have history.
No, it's science today. It's a light day. Definitely a lot of
That's
sense.
funny.
Are you giving us like the same thing if I get 100 and
No.
one?
Yeah, you are.
Nope. Not even close.
I really got ready to take this one.
Say what?
I really got ready to take this.
I hope you do too. But I'm not going to drive you this time.
Because like,
When you were bribing us, you didn't feel like.
I'm sorry, it was recorded.
no, but like Like math you could check over and you know, but language is just,
Well, that's the thing, is language is a little ambiguous, and it's a little unfortunate.
like last year I got like 8, I got like 8 of the math tests I got 100 on.
I'm still feeling spiteful about that.
And I got 1 language test I got 100 on. Like that's the difference for me between.
No, I completely understand it. I mean, obviously, you guys have been sitting in the classroom long enough to know that I struggle with language as well. It's just that I have the answer key. So I look smart.
Yeah, you need an answer key, you look smart.
It is a troublesome, well, you know, it wouldn't be so bad if it didn't change. If it wasn't one way at one time and the other way the next time. If everything would just hold up to all it was memorization, but it's just not. Oh, what is your reading for today? Is there is a story?
It's a unit overview.
A
It's
unit
not a
overview?
story. Yeah.
No story?
Nope.
It's ridiculous. I can't even make you take up time that way.
Wonderful.
Because I was going to do oral reading because I've been very lax on that.
I love that. You've been so lax on it. You
Well.
make me happy.
It's a good.
Skill to have.
Of course, I have a minute to moderate it, so it doesn't matter. Yes.
I'm having a struggle. I'm this been very bad struggle.
8x plus 1 equals negative.
This doesn't turn out. What
Okay,
if
it's
it
a fraction.
doesn't? Do I have to stay? I have to.
You'll keep a fraction, yes. I think.
I don't know how to do it. I don't know.
Which number is that? 14.
4.
4?
Yeah.
Can I read that Martin book? Or need
Not right now. Oh, you're wrong on your addition and subtraction. That's the problem. Here you have a negative 55 minus 1.
56.
Right, negative 56.
So no, it is,
Can you skip 35 to 40?
No.
But is number 36?
Why does it 35 to 40?
Is number 36 4 over 3?
36?
Yeah,
No.
just 4 then.
What?
I got 12 over 3. I think so. That's better.
How do you get 12? You're getting
Plus 2.
10 minus 2/3.
Oh, 8 over 3.
No. 10 minus 2/3. With 10 minus 10 over 1.
That's what I have. $13 over 3 minus 2/3. Or is it 30?
13 over 3? Where are you pulling these numbers from? This is subtraction.
I know it.
So that means that these have to have the same denominator.
That's what I'm trying to do.
So how do you get a common denominator?
3 on the bottom of both.
3 on the bottom of both. This one doesn't change. This one turns
3
to-
times 10 is 30.
Yes. So 30 minus 2 is
38.
38?
28.
Okay.
I'm still tired.
I don't even care. I am.
Had
I can
more late
remember
nights
that
than
30,
you did.
30 minus, how do you know that? 30 minus, remember that 30 minus 2 is 28. Good thing to know.
I said 28, and I said 30, then I said 28.
I know. That made me feel less like you knew what you were talking about.
I know.
Is that the big kerplop?
He goes, he threw his soggy sandwich at Charlie, nailed him in the neck, and then he started laughing at him, he fell over the edge of the boat.
Yes. Poetic justices.
Hey, get out of there, Carmen, and poison the fish.
And they actually do want that one to be kept in this form. 8/3.
Do you have any interesting books that I can read?
Mr. Candy.
Currently, I'm hogging interesting books that I have.
Exactly, no one else with the bargain.
That's 30 so.
Mr. Kent, do you have any more of the Mad Scientist Club books?
Is there
Not
anything?
currently.
Is there
Not in my
anything?
possession.
Last year, Miss Ellie had the whole collection.
Yeah, she was like one big book. It's like really. I took it home and read it.
I asked Mom if she would get it for me for my birthday, but she has.
You take me.
I have a habit of taking home John's book.
Which one? The whole big whatever. Mad Scientist Club. I think it takes them 2 years to read that one.
It's not that big.
It's not that big.
I'll read that past either.
No, it's still cute. It doesn't help that they're kind of boring. I heard it nice.
I don't like it.
They
I
are
just tried to
boring.
read that book. It wasn't, I did not even laugh, barely once. I was trusting it.
It was boring.
No.
This is one of the younger ones because they don't have a bunch of different adventures. It's just
Yeah.
one big one the whole way through.
I think the one I liked the best
I
was when
like
they were
the-
going to Austria.
Yeah.
But they went. That one's also pretty much one big
Yeah, that-
adventure.
I like.
I like one where they
I like
haunted the house and then
Yeah,
the
that
cop
one's pretty
went in
cool.
there. That one.
I always wanted to check it out. They're very inspirational for young boys. Give you all sorts of bad ideas.
You ever read, there's another book that I should get. Let me just write that down real quick. This one I would actually let you read.
Have you ever read Homer Being Big?
I don't think I have.
He's kind of like this, but he's really fun.
Actually, let me just
What's the book called?
I think it's called A Dangerous Book for Boys.
We
Oh,
have that
Ezra
one.
has that book.
Unfortunate.
Isaiah has.
We have it.
I steal it from him occasionally.
It's got some good stuff in it.
I read some
No,
stuff.
like the
It's
water
just
bomb.
boring.
There's also a dangerous book for girls.
That would probably be worse.
I read that one too. Or no, not that. There was something like that though that Allie had. There is that one.
Well, shucks. That idea is foiled. No, I'm currently hogging all of these books that I think are going to be decent storytime books. If there's a chance you haven't
From
read
out
them.
there.
No. From my
Hey,
own
no,
private
that one's out
collection.
there now. Whatever it's called.
You could just read a really big, long book.
Charles
It'd
Dickens.
be boring.
Great Expectations coming right up.
Please.
I don't think these books are kind of.
I read the children's version of Great Expectations. I didn't like
It's
it.
kind of
In my opinion, some of the children's versions are better. Because they don't just stick around with the 9 parts.
Isn't it about David Copperfield?
No. It's about a guy who goes through this whole
Great Expectations. No, it's about a boy named Pip.
Pip.
Oh yeah.
All the names.
It's like the whole book is just soggy.
It's boring.
People die like flies.
And there's just the strangest characters and like the brides that never like
It's
where
kind
they're
of
at.
weird.
The
Yeah.
old rotten
strange
wedding
and
cake
nasty.
and
And the sassy little girl.
the and I mean the
And then
lady
the lady.
had like old ancient like 70 years old had one shoe on from getting ready for her wedding like 50 years ago. Never bothered to get out of costume.
ridiculous story and pointless. Boring, cold, and damp. You know, convicts running around. But I had to read it.
You had to.
Oh, yes.
Your
So-
teacher made you.
Yes.
Mean old teacher.
Mean teachers. Nice compared to that teacher.
What else did you need to do?
She.
Thanks.
See?
If it's a she, it's usually worse.
Okay, so she was teaching 4th through 12th grade. Yes. All had great expectations and we all got adopted. Which was her gift to us. She wasn't very appreciative.
How many was there?
Oh, 12 maybe?
One each grade.
Oh, it was number 3 in my grade. Yeah, me, Dan, and Christie. Yeah, Steph didn't show up till. There might have been like 5 in my grade. And we were obviously the good kids. You'd never see, never guess anything different.
Obviously.
So we have one thing
I'm trying to remember.
there. We can do it on the board, it's not a hideous one.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Change it all for
Right there.
proper fractions. Okay, now reduce it. As far as you possibly can.
One, 2, 4, 16.
Okay. You can reset it.
16.
Perfect.
I don't know like this second. We just have the fractions go on.
Yeah, silly things. Ridiculous.
Never made sense.
They should. A decent quantitative way to meet up the fractions. For example, things like $0.25 or well, in Wisconsin, it's sales tax,
I hate this.
5.5%. You get really, really good at just calculating in your head how much sales tax you have.
I did not like it with the sales tax.
Basically, you just figure for every dollar, another nickel and a half.
I'm not sure if the one store I went to had sales tax.
That way, for $10 worth of merchandise, you spend an extra 55 cents.
Because I got 9 yards in the theater, which was $18. There's no sales tax anymore.
You know, Oregon, I think, is
No, that was in Kansas.
Kansas. So Wisconsin, you didn't have sales tax on
But Kansas has
food
it.
items? Oh, it depends on the food items.
But I don't
I can't
know.
remember. Anyway.
Whose turn is it? Oh, I said when we start over. We need Richard. Right, also we need new teams. Whose team's last name? Your team, Chrissy? Leah and Chrissy. Oh, Cody and Richard, go build some volleyball teams or something. Up at the board. Go build them anyway.
He hasn't graded.
Actually, it's not very good.
Better than I have, because I don't have any ideas.
We're supposed to get out here.
I got that board. Okay, I'm ready to run.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, just finish. I'm technically on 37.2 because I didn't do it.
Yeah, we got that far.
Chad is
I mean, I'm
actually.
technically on 44,000. 43. So we're at 45.
And Bruce, yeah, I think a lot of them.
I'm ready for the 45.
You guys do.
Making some changes while
Well, really, yeah.
what?
So,
There's nothing. Me and Christy are on the same team.
yeah.
We haven't been on that. I was just with them in the class.
And the safety on that team.
So it was just me on.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what me and Chris and this
I'm
one
the
did.
eighth.
That was me.
Well, if I had fun fraction here. Or what?
And this,
Yeah,
I think it was 3. So negative, I'll do it at negative 6 plus 4. I mean plus 4 is negative 4.
Negative 6 plus 4.
So it'd be
That's
3x minus 4.
exactly. Let's put exactly.
Oh, good.
I guess.
And the me stands for
Okay. Are we going all over?
I'm sure.
Cool.
Well, I just picked on Friday.
Hmm?
Thursday.
What, did you?
I don't remember.
Pretty small class and we go around in circles pretty quick anyway, so. Yeah.
I'm not even anywhere near Bill.
That is going to make it even more.
Hey, didn't you say our copies are gonna be here when we got
Yeah.
It was supposed to be here earlier, but.
Did they say anything?
Mm-mm. My wife is going to get them.
Well, where's your little wifey at?
That's the question.
485 and a half. They only snow zero.
She probably forgot. All women do that. I don't know why. I feel for one
We get like those pictures. I like pictures. You should set it out so people take home pictures.
Not of me. You can take it of those to their
Yeah, last
city.
year we had way more pictures.
I know.
We should have more.
I'm prepared to block.
I just throw the camera right
I know.
Who's gonna do the pictures?
Whoever wants to. You can take pictures if you want.
I'll take a few. That'd be
I'll take a couple.
Can I see that?
No, we're taking pictures right now.
Who's in it?
I want to take some pictures.
Hit stars. She
I'm
has
gonna
all
go to the
the
photographer.
No, I'm the photographer.
Honestly, anybody can be the photographer if you.
That means
I can, except for the
I would love being the
Oh
photographer.
yeah, individual.
I don't want to be a photographer. I just
They
want
just
to
might have some pictures.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna take pictures of odd things, not people.
I don't want to take the people pictures. I want to go to
I'll take the pictures
Yeah.
and they probably just won't be very good.
Yeah, just be like snap, snap, snap.
Yeah,
I want to take pictures of Cody
like
Yeah. Like this
and
video.
pictures of Lisa and pictures of Leah and Tracy sitting there giggling.
And
Pictures
those are the only ones you actually want.
Pictures of Kyle booting a ball into space. Mr. Waters' exasperated face.
Lived a little bit longer than I intended on recess, so if you like that, you're welcome. If you're sorry about that, I'm sorry.
we like that.
Okay, I'm happy.
You're welcome.
I hate language. Can you go out for longer?
Hey,
That's a no for me, dog.
hey, are we
That's
gonna
enough
let
of
you
me,
out at 2 o'clock?
Yes.
Why are we?
Oh, we are.
I got cards.
That's I just remember that just the
Well,
other day.
because we're struggling with some software, so basically, oh,
My day just
the
got
coffee
better.
has arrived.
And it's got better.
My day got better and then I got even better.
I got a hot
As far as
coffee.
the, well, I'm sorry.
That probably wasn't.
It was supposed to be a race, but I'm sure.
Yeah.
I got like the
Um,
smartest thing when I find out.
I got.
They're not even that good anymore. I patched them the other day.
Wonderful.
For the high school.
We've got
I
off
think they're supposed
the
to be, say what? Yeah.
They got a white one.
So I was saying as far as coffee goes, maybe help yourself to a pot, keep spot today. For one time, anyway.
I don't really envy you.
Bring it in.
I might just dump it out on the camera. We're on.
Yeah, you
Bingo. Literature.
Yeah.
What did you
We
read
don't
on?
want to do literature.
Trouble showed up. Well, Mr. Tarzan. That's
They were in trouble.
I don't want to do literature ever again. Are we doing literature right now?
Literature right now.
We didn't do number 24.
Wait, that's the test.
No.
Yeah, I never finished my literature lesson. I so
We did it.
Okay.
No, we did lesson 1.
Where are you at on lesson one?
Yeah,
I think I like the last.
I did 24.
Okay.
I just
Okay,
flat out-
We had a strange day, we had a strange day.
Oh, I have
so-
17 through 23.
17 to 23?
18.
18 through 23.
Yeah. And I skipped one.
You can go down to, if you get, you get down to 20,
Probably
22, you can skip anything. Oh, no, but you just, you
It does
did
look
24
like
to
water.
28.
Dude, what?
Did you do 24 to 28?
There isn't a 23.
8 on this one.
No.
On my
That baby likes coffee.
I just have that. Basically, well, I didn't think that was
Get
better.
your water, Richard.
help yourselves.
I'm not gonna get my water.
Guys are acting like water isn't good.
How do you tell?
Nobody knows. Okay, where's me my straw?
What he saw, nobody knows.
Okay, don't worry about 24.
This
Um,
is good.
Yeah.
23 on this drawer.
17 through 23, don't worry about it.
Is that We don't have to do classes now. Whipped cream and I did it. Oh, no, I don't.
So,
Whipped cream in the back.
So what?
You don't.
No, whipped cream
if
ruins
you didn't do
the
it, don't worry
cream.
about it.
Yes, definitely.
No, I didn't do 24.
Don't worry about 24 at all. Don't worry about 24.
Dead.
Oh,
Thank you.
better put it over there, so.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
It's all right.
Look at that. I didn't know that.
We all better
Whose
go.
fault was that?
Who's in my high school?
That was more that.
Consolation prize for high school.
We never lost.
It's all good.
One little miserable bean. That's all you get. Just one bean. Your time's coming up. I said an A, so that's going to be 95 for algebra.
That average is like
84 now.
Could you change it down to that?
On my
No.
quiz,
I got 79 on my quiz.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. But, no, if you get an A,
if we get anything but an A.
it's an A or above. So that's a
That's a big deal
90,
about winning the back room.
that's a
I used to drink mine
95
right
or
away.
above, I believe.
I don't ever see my job.
All right, people.
Oh, it's cool. It's better now.
That's good.
All right, let's whip out the
Literature.
literature. Let's just check that real quick. All right, number one, happiness and eternal life. 2 is time and eternity. 3,
I don't have that for those.
write it in, those are gonna happen eventually. You need those. Do you have something similar?
Choices and happy in life.
Okay, you want time and eternity. 3 is B, 4A, 5B, 6C, 7C, 8C. 9 is least. 10, soft and flappy. 11, rise early, redeem the time, refuse self-indulgence. 12 is doesn't. 13, corruptible and incorruptible. Corruptible and incorruptible. 14 is prayer, studying the word, use of time, witnessing to others, sacrificial living. Hang on. Is that right? Yeah. 15, the example of the Lord Jesus Christ, the need of the perishing world, the personal peril of being cast away, sir.
Can we start at science?
Yes.
Science.
So what?
What are we doing?
It's on board.
What's the one right
Review.
review?
Identify. Define and identify. Just shorten the identify. 16, they have. Christians discipline themselves so they the Lord because they love and please Him. Something like that. I'm not worried about doing the exact. Say what?
It just says, how would you respond to that idea?
I have that it says that to ruin the body by being so disciplined, but it also says that to just be lazy not.
Yeah. I got 100. Yeah, something like that. 17. I'll just run through these in case you did them. 17, actually, let's run through the, never mind.
Just go through the names.
Now, I'll just do them all. 17, they have Paderewski, who practiced scales relentlessly. 18, Milton, rose early, right, live, Paradise Lost. We don't have any of this order, I think. Just have to have the right thing with the right thing. 19, Noah Webster worked 36 years to write a dictionary. 20, Gibbon spent 26 years writing. 21, Bryant wrote Thanatopsis 99 times.
Okay.
Yes.
I have another person.
Thanatopsis is a very depressing poem.
What number is
You
that?
wrote it 99 times?
You wrote it 99
I
times
would-
and it's
I
depressing.
would legit,
Why didn't you go one more time?
He was probably.
definitely would read it one more time. 22, Audubon braved the dangers of the swamp for a picture of a bird. 23, Samuel Shackleton endured cold and hardship exploring Antarctica. All right. What do you guys have? You didn't do any of this today.
No. Not even.
Okay. Go through 2 through 18.
Well,
2 through 18. Do not do 19 on, and we'll talk about doing the other rest of that some other time. Just stop at 18. Oh, I forgot to give you a grade for lesson 1. Four points apiece. So if you got any wrong, multiply the amount you got wrong by 4 and subtract it from 100. Language. Why don't we just jump into that immediately?
That's a bad
I'm not sure how
Any brilliant
spelling test.
Well, that's why we're going to start early, so you can have some time to tell me. Why don't you sit down instead of wandering around so much, huh? Find a place to perch. You can look at a book if you want in the morning, but this whole thing of running back and forth and grabbing on my legs makes me nervous. So yeah, we'll run through. We have to check the test, self-test, where it was. And then we'll just do some spelling words, we'll do some, I'm gonna run over the main points. There. Number 1, infinitive. Number 2 is gerund. Number 3, participle. Number 4, tapping is a participle, goes to students. Softly tapping stones together is your phrase. Exhausted is your participle, goes to fugitive. No phrase there. Number 6, slipping on a wet stone. Slipping is your participle. Slipping on a wet stone is your phrase, goes to Christopher. Well, crap in this one. 7.
Mr. Grant,
Yes.
I didn't circle each participle, but I did everything.
You have the arrows in it?
Yeah.
Okay, they're half point apiece. There's one on that piece. 7. The slave catchers did not find the 2 girls hiding between mattresses. 8. Whose is underlined, this is circled. 9. Yourself is the parentheses around it. 10, correlative. And 11 is coordinated. 12 makes, 13 is, 14 was, 15 looks. 16, and needs the ampersand needs to be crossed out and and written out. 17, doctors spelled out. 18, 5:30 a.m. or 5:31. 19, 250 needs to be written as 250. 20 is A, 21 is A, 22B, 23. 24. Living is circled, and tracking runaway slaves is another one. Tracking is circled, tracking runaway slaves is underlined. And object of preposition.
I miss living.
Okay, well, that's 21. 24 is object, it's an object preposition. 25, it has a subject, watching the clouds on the summer afternoon is underlined, watching is circled.
I just have watching the clouds.
I'll give you a half for that, but you have to look at these things that are following the main phrase and think what it is. So in this case, on a summer afternoon, the prepositional phrase obviously goes under clouds, so it's part of that. Thing. 26. Although he was the son of a slaveholder is your dependent clause, and then Cassius, whatever it is, Clay, despised slavery is underlined. 27. Who cared for the children and cooked is your dependent, and many house slaves were loved and trusted by the owners, independent. 28 is plural. Go ahead, find a phrase if you need them. 28 is plural and singular. 29, subordinated conjunctions. 30 is pronouns. 31, whose plight created a national crisis is your clause. Whose is circled and it's an adjective going to Dred Scott. 32, that angered many is your clause. Oh, and by the way, whose is an adjective, or is the clause being used as an adjective. 32, that angered many is your clause. Subject, that goes to book. 33, that most people associate with slavery is your clause. The direct object going to names, that is circled. 34, your clause is because she started a boarding school for blacks is your clause, because it's circled. 35, when Josiah Henson reached Canada is your clause, when is circled. 36, as soon as they heard of their emancipation is your clause, and as soon as is circled. 37, direct object, to live. 38, subject, to find. 39, predicate nominative, to love. 40, direct object, to read. 41, semicolon after Europe. 42, semicolon after slaves. 43, semicolon after characters. 44, colon after life. Semicolon after poet. Semicolon after journalist. 45, colon after railroad.
So is that these, are those half points?
They're 1 point each. 46, these are a quarter point each. 46, both capitalized, Levi, Coffin, Thomas, Garrett, and Quakers. 47, after Abraham Lincoln, Confederate States and America. 48, many, Fugitive Slave Act. 49, the road Canada. 50, Daniel Drayton Pearl Potomac River.
I don't have river.
So it's just
A quarter on.
Quarter points, yes.
That's terrible.
51, these are a third of a point each word.
Oh, great.
Yes, I know. So your starts out like this, Naomi goes here, was safe. Oh, sore, my bad.
Sore. I was like, what?
I'm sorry, I read it a while ago, and I'm recording it. All right, so was sore. Now you get hiding. Hiding goes hide, in, and then you get in a barrel. And then you get on a wagon.
Oh, I missed on your wagon, so that would be
That'd be 3
One
points.
wrong.
Yeah, right. So 1 point. We have hiding misplaced.
Yeah, I have hiding as adjourned in the,
Mm-hmm.
a positive spot.
Okay, so why can't it be adjourned?
because.
There's already a sentence.
It's describing.
That's what
If
it
it's
says.
not going to use
Nine
it
plus a
now.
fourth and a third together.
It would be easier if it was 1.
No.
All right, let's keep going. 52. We get this is your subject. Is day.
A good.
Say what?
A good. Goes under day.
A good goes under day. A good. And then you get for. To the prepositional phrase for
I did it wrong.
flying. Fly. Being. Kite is a direct object, and the A goes under kite. All right. George Washington and Thomas
I
Jefferson.
see a problem before. Can I fix
Okay.
it?
Is it farther down the line?
Yeah, it is.
Fix it quickly.
Okay.
Done?
No.
Are we done? Good. Were is your verb. Presence is your predicate nominative. To goes under here. And then who owned slaves? Who owned, verb. And slaves is a direct object. And your line needs to go between presidents and who. And a line is also the third point. 54. Your sentence, your main sentence, is you take freight. You is your subject, take is your verb, freight is your direct object. Take, to Matthew goes under take, the goes under freight. Get men, leave, there, the goes under here, line goes between take and leave.
And after goes on the bottom.
Yeah. Yes, and after goes under. Yes, sir, Bob. Missed that. Nice catch. All right. Last one. John, you know. Taught, your verb. Direct object. Infinitive. To read. In secret.
What?
Sorry. Say what?
I have that under, in secret, under John. John.
I
So
have
that would be
a
two
prepositional
verbs.
phrase under Simon.
Yeah.
John Tarp Simon too.
So, yeah, that's, Yeah, I guess
Eh,
that's
I got the infinitive.
So I get 1/3 wrong, or like when I misplace a preposition.
If you misplace a prepositional phrase, that's a third. If you don't have the infinitive, like if you have this as a prepositional phrase, well, what do you think?
Same thing, right?
I guess. You should be more serious, but somehow it's not really.
This is gonna be kind of hard to add a fourth and a third. I know.
Well, you know that a fourth and a third is going to be more or less than half.
Less.
More or less than half.
I got 4 wrong. I got 4 and 1/3 wrong.
It's more than half then.
It's more than half, so it rounds up. Yes.
Oh, so it'd just be like,
What's half plus a quarter?
Just counter a point, 1 point. So what?
What's
Half?
half plus a quarter?
It's $half plus a quarter,
1/5.
which is
2/3.
no.
3/4.
Oh my goodness. Help. That's terrible.
Well, I have a 90 without that, without the 3/4.
Yeah, so the 3/4 basically rounds up to 1. So you have to take.
so I have 4 wrong.
Basically, you get over half wrong and it rounds to the next point off.
So I have 4 wrong.
I'm less than a
How
half.
does this work?
If you're less than half, it rounds up.
How does that work? Like, count out the points.
So here's the deal. If you have 3 and 7/12, which is what this would be, then basically you just count that as 4. You round it up to the nearest amount. So you have 4 off. So it'll be 96.
Is it 1 for every? Whatever you do.
1% per point. So,
You count the points up.
all right, how do you decide when to write out and when to?
Intuition.
Well, you're not entirely wrong.
When should I write out what?
Black magic. When you write out the number.
If it's, if it only has like 2 words, 2 or 3 words.
1 or 2, I thought.
Oh.
2.
I can't remember.
2
Yeah,
is max. 2 is the cap.
But if it comes at the beginning of the sentence, I can't remember.
349 jumped 16-foot. Tell me.
Don't you have to write out the
How many feet did they jump?
How many collective feet?
How many collective feet jump?
How many collective feet is that? It's 349 times 2. It'd be 698.
Or you could go
No,
number
696.
collective feet they fell.
Yeah, exactly. Let's use some word magic. All right, so what's your answer?
Write out 349.
349 has to be written out.
And
Why?
write out,
Is that the beginning of the sentence?
yeah.
Yes.
And then what do you write out, 16?
That's
You
it,
would
it's
have
on
to
the
write out
test.
16 as well. No,
Yeah.
similar, but not that.
Are there gonna be goals in the test?
All right.
Yes, I have a feeling it's gonna
Yeah.
for test.
This is kind of bad.
Monday is always a bad day. And if you put tests on top of it, it's worse.
I thought Monday today was so far pretty good. So far so good, you know. Oh, you do have some penmanship.
How long is it?
Is it like
16
the
lines.
downs and
Good.
Does
eights
this work,
and-
Mr. Kent, this lamp?
Off and on.
This thing?
Basically what happens is the switch is bad. So when the switch goes, when the switch warms up, the switch is working.
Is this actually?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like it, I wish it would work. I'm planning to fix it one day, but I still haven't. Alright, adjourned is,
It's a
there's 3 types of verb. Just let's run through it.
infinitive participle gerund.
Infinitive, participle, and gerund. So adjourned is
It's a noun used for
A.
verb form uses a noun.
verb uses a noun and
Thank you, Rick.
Ends in ing.
ends in ing. Right. What's a participle?
Verb form is adjective.
Adjective. And it ends in
ing, nd, en, I don't know, lots.
ENE. There's lots of different options. And what about an infinitive, Richard?
A verb form
Wait a minute.
used as a noun.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So how is it different than gerund?
It has a 2 in front of it. Adjourned has only 1.
Has only 1. Instead of 2.
I see what you did there, but you're wrong. It's like hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up. 2 mice ran up the clock struck 1, but the other one got away.
I know, that one is, I read that somewhere, I love that one.
It just makes me happy.
Alright. What in the, oh, I see. That's a participle. Yes.
Are you looking at our test?
I am looking at your test.
My goodness, none of you are gonna pass. You're weird.
You
No, it's cruel.
You just have that wicked laugh down.
I've been practicing it for a hot minute. Ever since I was a little child and wanted to terrify my siblings. What you do is you hide in a dark, damp basement and just cackle in a corner where they can't see you. It's effective. You get the basement to yourself, and then you terrify yourself just a little bit. All right. I think you'll be fine.
Good.
All right. English.
Mr. Kent, so like in Mexico,
I'm not ready for it.
would they teach language arts or would they say Spanish?
Spanish or they would.
Spanish arts.
Well, they would teach Spanish. The problem is language arts is kind of an English invention.
It is. So they would probably just have Espanol for their.
So the thing is, okay, so if you talk to, like, say for example, I remember I talked to some teachers in Haiti. So they were teaching Haitian Creole and French. And the idea of a spelling bee to them, or a spelling test, was a completely foreign idea.
If you spelled anything
Maybe we
wrong
should
with
make it
it.
like that.
No, you spell things specifically, but you spell things the way they are said. I mean, obviously French has its own set of rules, but you use the same set of rules for all of French, you use the same set of rules for all of Creole, and the French words that move into Creole just use the Creole spelling. So, like, if you would say, I mean, okay, so here's the deal. The thing about French is they're consistent, but they're strange, right? So we have this joke. There's this joke about the Frenchman who named his dog Fido, and then the other Frenchman asked him why he named him Fido. He says, "Well, it's because it's easy to spell. P-H-Y-D-E-A-O-U-X."
Ah,
Or something.
easy to spell.
How do you
Easy to
say
spell.
it?
Fido.
Fido.
You know, in English, of course, it's just spelled Fido. But so in Creole, Haitian Creole, they would spell it. They wouldn't have that word. But like you would say, I'm trying to think. Oh, like okay, so in French you would say bonjour, bonjour, and you spell it like this: B-O-U-N-G-O-U-R, bonjour, bonjour,
G, that's a J.
bonjour.
Oh, yeah, we had that for spelling.
Yeah.
And in
What color did spelling French word?
or bonsoir was the other one. So
What happened to your other glasses? They broke in half.
in Creole, if you want to say bonsoir, which is good
It's
afternoon,
just, why did you get it?
I know that it's just spelled like this: B-O-S-W-A, bonsoir. Bonsoir. And if like you know, sometimes like if you want to spell Philip, you always spell it Philip. They would spell
Oh, we do go, yeah, that's one was too. And it was just T3.
It's just exactly how you would say it.
Yes. Philip.
Philip.
Dude, that's so cool.
Guess what?
All right.
I like their language. The spelling.
Yeah, it's actually really easy, and especially if you know any other Latin term, any Latin language like Spanish, the Latin-based language, Spanish, French. It's very easy to learn. Very easy to, yeah, it's kind of a big Latin, but it works.
Not really good today.
A test in English,
Not
yes.
check this one.
We should check the self-test, yes, we should probably go ahead on that. Yeah, there is one.
Mr. Cat, I looked at the first problem in here and I have no clue what it is.
Okay.
Me too. I just guessed.
Well, I'll get to you on that. I'll get back to you on that. All right, so, light unit 1. So 2, light unit 2. Yes. Self-check. Okay, thank you, that's a good idea. 1 is A, 2 is C, 3 is action. Received is underlined. 4 is being, word is underlined. 5 is linking, is underlined. 6, purchased is transitive. 7, traveled is intransitive. 8, transitive is was finishing.
It's traffic.
Yes, was finishing years.
Oh, man.
9, direct object, pseudonyms. 10, direct object, name.
Oh no, what was 9?
9, pseudonyms. PSE, whatever the thing is.
Yeah, but what was the?
Direct object. 10, also direct object, name. 11, predicate nominative, Samuel Clemens. 12, predicate adjective, unhappy. 13, indirect object, direct object is themselves and names. 14, never is underlined. Never is underlined again. Never is underlined again. 3 nevers and today. 15, not and habitually. 16, privately and publicly. 17, next month. 18, this fall. Adverbials. 19, at first. Is in parentheses, goes to trim. 20, into anything in parentheses goes to could rush. 21, from the Greek words, goes to comes. 22, active. 23, passive. 24, my grandfather made that step school years ago. Something like that, similar to it. 25, the picnic and outing were enjoyed by all. 26, to spell goes to easier. To spell goes to easier. 27, to make and goes, so to make goes underlined from to ranging. How is that?
If you have the wrong one, is that too long for the wrong one and the one skip?
I have the wrong one on 26. I think it should be on Monday. Because the counts half on for it. Or like half on for it. I'm not sure what's right. I only have 2 made too easy.
Yes, so 27, if you have, so if you don't have all of that underlined, take a point. If you have the arrow going to the wrong one, that's also a point.
Mr. K, on 26,
Yes,
I have the wrong one.
yeah, if you have the wrong one, that's fine.
if you have the wrong one, what?
I just add 2 monkey wrench to change instead of just spell it.
Ah,
Is that 2, 3, 4,
well, 3, I guess, technically.
Why 3?
So 2 points for the underline and 1 for the arrow. All right, 28. The phrase is to describe a very large African river animal. Looks the same.
I have it wrong.
29. Your clause is all over potatoes from the nightshade family. And, oh, that's interesting. Moving on, although it is circle. 30. In English, it's compared to German. If is circle. 31. When he arrives in the airport, and when is circle. 32. Knowing, knew, known. 33. Watching, watched, watched. 34. Ring or rings. 35. Will beat or shall beat. 36. Came. What do you have in the paragraph? Kristen?
Jacob was his firstborn was ready to protect his brothers from killing Joseph because he wanted to return to his father. His descendants later occupied the land of Gilead, claiming an emperor inheritance, for the tribe was so as powerful as his brothers.
Okay. Oh, what?
Reuben was known as the first son of Jacob, and they protect his brothers from killing Joseph, and wanted to return to his father. His descendants later occupied Gilead as part of their inheritance. His tribe was more powerful as his brothers.
That's also good.
I don't have it in the like page.
What do you have?
Reuben is known as the first son of Jacob.
Jacob was the first. This first son is this first.
I don't know why I wrote it first.
You don't know?
Is the son.
How am I supposed to know? Say what?
This first is the son who kept his brothers from killing Joseph. For Reuben wanted to return to his father and he lived occupied by his descendants. To claim the land of Gilead as their inheritance, he will never find Reuben tried as powerful as those of his brothers.
Okay.
As I said, it wasn't interested.
Yeah. Why don't you take 2 points for that on the extra wordiness in the second and the third sentence, kind of? You had some stuff that just wasn't really necessary. 2 points will be fine for that. 38. Rome sent groups. Scouting is as an independent. Scouting is here into British Isles. But we have British down here. That's fine. Roman Empire. Became powerful across the world, and when the Roman Empire, you can also have Romans in there too, I suppose. Technically, yeah.
They didn't have this one.
Oh, they have one run off. Perfect. 39. I'm only looking at this one because I ran out of time on Friday to write it out in my thing. So, all right. Priest. Hated. Outside. The other. So the other waited outside. Priest. The high entered. Holy of holies. And when.
I have high priest as the same thing,
Okay, that's fine.
and I don't have outside with the right spot.
Okay. So those are third, 2/3.
I have 3 wrong.
Okay, that's 1 point. 40. School is nice. School is a subject. We'll dismiss as a verb. And but you got a bunch of adverbs. Early, Friday, and then you have an adverb phrase for a teacher's work day. Under Will Smith, for work day for teachers.
So,
Underneath Will Smith.
I don't like that.
don't worry about that. They don't worry about that either. On account of it could actually be interpreted that way. Which is one of the glitches in the English language.
How is it supposed to?
This early Friday. All right. What is an intransitive verb? Doesn't have direct object, doesn't have. Yeah. No indirect object, no anything fun. And a word can't have a, I mean, a sentence can't have an indirect without having a direct. Anyway, so there's that. You can do future, present, past tense, past participle. Is there any struggle with that? I haven't seen them, but you have to edit a paragraph for wordiness and consistency. Yes, you do. And purpose of a paragraph, 2 diagrams. Action being linking verbs. What are these being verbs? How do you tell the difference between a being and a linking verb? What does a linking verb do? Jersey? A linking verb do?
It, has a nominative and predicate adjective.
Right, there's a second noun and a perfect adjective. That's the main way to tell whether something is a linking verb or not. Yes. Okay, hang on. Okay. Need books for a grades. Says he needed my help and then he left. Genius.
Yeah, I can figure out what to do, yeah.
How am I supposed to help you?
Very carefully.
I intend to.
36 and then. Keep that. Use double letters everywhere.
Yeah, I know, it's like all the time.
Well, I don't know what that is. Is it end of the phrase or no? I don't know.
Oh, what is this word?
4?
Mm-hmm.
What's on, subordinating conjunction or relative pronoun? Not sure which one.
Okay. Is that a clause? Is there a subject verb in there?
It's a subordinating conjunction.
Okay. Which question is it answering? That might help you.
When?
Okay. So that means it's a.
Oh, I forget which one does the whatever the now or the adverb. If it's subordinated conjunctions or relative pronouns.
Well, that's pretty easy because. Yeah, it'd be an adverb.
Then wouldn't there be line like this or whatever when you do this one here?
You had a problem, Cody?
This one, I can't figure out what kind of is right there. Loaded past position. I know it's like a. It's probably a participle.
What is that?
Loaded.
scribing shit, so it will be a participle.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I see.
How's it going, Leah? On a scale of 1 to 17, here's your misery index.
With what being the worst?
8.
8 being the worst?
8 being the worst, 17, scale of 1 to 17.
8 being the worst.
We'll just pick a wild numbers
Okay.
now. 10? I don't know if they did that.
My morale just soared because I got 9.
No, that's good right there.
Hey, Mr. Kent, thanks to Leah's moving your camera, it wasn't me getting in
Oh, well.
It was like pointed right at me.
that. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't even. See, when it's
It
like
can't
this, it
even
is
see
just, it
you
can't
on
see
the-
you at all. You're not on it at all.
Can you see me?
No,
Nope,
I can't see you.
not you at all. Nope, still not.
When-
Oh, yeah, maybe there was a corner there. Right there, and now Leah's
Oh,
on it.
now we
Why?
Yeah,
Oh, you can just see
get
just
Cody's
barely a little bit of Cody does it.
Oh, yeah.
It's catching the edge of the board. Actually,
That far
it's
edge.
halfway through.
It's halfway through the job thing.
It's halfway through the job chart.
It just
Because-
doesn't.
Basically because the
Even if you
resolution
bring
is
it
so
back
high,
here.
I had to use just a part of it. So it was only catching like to here.
It still can't see Leah.
So,
I don't like that camera.
well, I try to make it as little, as least invasive for you or whatever as possible.
It's
I think I
very
want another
invasive.
diagram.
Shouldn't be.
Do you delete those videos off?
I haven't been.
Because
You should.
Mom went on YouTube, we went on YouTube to find them, and we couldn't find them anywhere.
I went under the church and I couldn't find them, then I went under school.
Yeah, school.
Then I-
We went under school and it was some public school.
That's interesting. My account has been hacked. No, I know, I've gone there.
We called-
From different ones.
We called Mr. Cody Cody the whole week. And then till Sunday school, we had to go around the circle and say our names to
Says
the
Kent?
overholds. He was like, Kent.
Yeah. He was a little offended at me this whole day.
Why?
Because we called him Toby.
No, well, he doesn't like Toby as much as, but I was like, Mr. Kent, there's no reason to put up with that, that's Toby. So,
Is his middle name Kent?
no. His name is Kent Tobias.
I asked him if it was Tobias and he
He's
didn't.
going to be offended at me just for telling me this. Because he didn't
Kent Tobias what?
see it. Yoder. So his grandpa's name is Tobias. And everybody's called him Toby.
Jonah. Or Jonah. Or-
Jonah, yeah.
Jonah.
It is,
Sorry.
that was how Mr. Davies' name was said. Yeah. Jonah.
Alright. I need 8th grade to, I want to make,
Huh?
I want 8th grade to finish your test. Or actually, we'll just go ahead and, I don't want to rush you. So we're just gonna, not worry about getting it finished right now.
So I have
You'll
one
get a chance
more.
later, but I want you to go over, so what?
We're finishing by 1 and 1. Can I finish it?
Yeah, please. I know, ridiculous.
I saw this in ways that I didn't know. Unchecked.
Why do you guys leave the pens?
Is that fun to do with this?
It's just
I just kind of like pens. I like this one.
the pens are nice.
I always get too many wrong when I do this with pen, but every once in a while. Actually, I do it a
Why
lot.
would you get more wrong for yourself? Just because you can't redo it?
I can't erase it.
Well, I just scribble it out and write
I
something.
know.
I was
Then it
gonna
looks
make
so
a note
messy.
about this. Here's the deal. It doesn't look messy if you do it like this.
White
So
out
say you,
is not.
say you make a mistake, I don't know, let me write, supercalifrag, and I got 2 L's. I'm like, oh, I know that's not gonna work. So I just go, whoosh, single line through it.
Well, I just make
Been there
a little.
I always make the same mistake
That looks
twice.
a lot, that looks a lot neater. It looks a lot neater than the wild scribble. And
I
there's
don't
still
scribble
people-
for fun though.
I know.
I just like
I know you feel for fun, but this is, I'm just saying, if you want to use a pen and you need to cross something out rather than a bunch of little squiggles, this is the neater way to do it. So, just saying. All right.
I remember that next time you just scribble something out.
Next time I scribble something up.
No, I
I should have that already.
All right. Go up to the board and we'll run through a few of these.
Pretty everything right away.
Oh, my morale just plummeted.
I didn't have any more out.
Do you know why we're supposed to manage
Yes,
that?
we do.
Where's that purple?
I'm getting this week. I got my red shirts.
You can have it.
All right,
I
Leah.
got my favorite
What?
red.
Access.
You want your
Christopher. Absence.
access or
Access.
access?
Access. I need to access. I need to go down the access road. Absence. Richard Miniature and Cody Alley. Alley is what it is. Leah. Nice job. And consequence. Well, miniature, right in miniature. Just use up your own space for it.
Yeah.
It looks like it's correct, so just erase it for now. Absence is correct, and alley is correct. Consequence there, and minute, and biography, and nonsense.
Biography.
Yes, and bibliography. And negligible.
I have a feeling that I'm gonna get all the
And
easy ones.
incredulous. And
Negligible.
intense. Negligible. Incredulous. Bibliography looks good. Humongous, Leah. And devise. And alliance. Richard. And petty. We're already on these ones. We're gonna change that up. Humongous looks good. Devise, yes. Alliance, yes. Petty. We'll just start here now. Comprehensive. Competence. Infinitesimal. Cooperation.
I don't know.
What? Cooperation?
Cooperation. Competence is with an E.
Oh.
What? Comprehensive.
Mr. Ken, I have been through all these spelling word test things.
Yes.
I have not got infinitesimal.
Infinitesimal?
Yeah, not one time.
I thought you had it.
I got infinitesimal. And I regret it.
Lenience, prodigious, decent, condense.
Wait, that's not.
Alright,
Is that how prodigious is?
IOUS, yeah, correct.
Mediocre.
Yes, mediocre. Illusion, Richard, and impertinence, and microscopic, Leah. That's correct. Impertinence, yes, microscopic, that's good. No, impertinence, it's E-N-C-E, I bet. Impertinence. And microscopic.
Oh.
You do illusion, violence, and trivial.
What's my name?
Violence. Richard, why the hell you're just sitting here waiting for this development? Why don't you do infinitesimal? Yeah. Infinitesimal. This is on the test today, what? Microscopic. Oh, that's good. That's right. And why don't you do incredulous, really?
Is that right?
And you do ally. And you delusion. Infinitesimal. Yeah, infinitesimal. That's not the word. Delusion is, hang on, is that one or two?
I got your name.
Hang on just a second.
Attention. Attention.
Not in the list, doesn't give me.
Things we can do.
Yes, there's one. That's correct. Good. Come over here.
What?
Come over here.
I don't wanna do that. Can we just do it on the board?
No.
Yeah.
That's a no for me, dog. Yes.
How do you spell caught? Like, I caught the ball.
That's a no for me.
C-A-U-G-H.
Nobody is competing with me.
Cheat.
Yes, ma'am.
What the heck? Board. Caught, catch. Caught, she caught the ball. That's present though.
That passed. It happened back then.
She's catching.
Could be.
What was his name?
All right. First two words, access and absence.
What is it?
Access and absence.
How many words are there?
30.
Isn't this in cursive?
Yes, please.
Okay, just wait for a second.
Access and absence. Could not access the
That, I'm just, I
top.
just started and I'm trying to remember second thoughts.
Access and absence. All right. Numbers 3 and 4. Miniature and alley. The miniature horse ran down the alley as quickly as possible, kicking cats as well. Miniature and alley.
So the number 1 and 2 are access and excess.
Access and absence. Absence. As in the absence of the teacher, the students did strange things.
They behave like little angels.
Behavioral delinquency, yes, that's what I'm saying. Miniature and alley is number 3 and 4.
That's strange.
I'm never here when I'm gone.
Your thing is right.
Can't be here when you go.
Yeah, that's right there. You access that. Only a 30-second delay. That's plenty of time to be lucky.
Yeah.
All right. 5 and 6 are consequence and minute. The consequence was not minute. It was a large consequence.
It's my
Minute means small. Consequence and minute. As in, if I have a minute amount of faith. Our children are still here. Consequence and minute. All right, 7 and 8. Biography and nonsense. The biography that the student wrote was full of nonsense that he picked up on Wikipedia. Biography and nonsense.
You use Wikipedia?
Wikipedia is a questionable source, in my opinion.
My mom had used DuckDuckGo.
Yeah, but Wikipedia is the website you find on.
Siri. She does Wikipedia.
Siri will, yeah, Siri will. All right, numbers 9 and 10, negligible and incredulous. When I said that the effect of that problem on the grade was negligible, the incredulous student looked at me with startled eyes. Negligible and incredulous.
You say incredulous?
Negligible and incredulous.
Arg.
11 and 12 are intense and humongous. The joke is that camping is intense, but it is a humongous misspelling. Intense and humongous.
What's that?
Oh, good. Camping is intense.
And no, I didn't get it.
Intense.
Intense. Camping
I
is.
finally get it now.
Camping is.
That was so
In-
lame.
I love that one.
That was.
Funny though.
It's so funny.
Wow.
I was like laughing on the inside.
Yeah.
I love jokes like that.
13 and 14, devise and alliance. I wished to devise an alliance with the insects. Make a deal so they would quit eating my lunch. Devise and alliance.
I just wish they would quit eating me.
Yeah, I know, what is that? Which ones are eating you?
I don't know, they're sucking my blood for
Mosquitoes.
some reason.
What do you find mosquitoes around here?
All over.
Are
Korea.
there you find mosquitoes around here, Mr. Kent?
I haven't
They're
noticed
everywhere.
any.
Just saying, they're everywhere.
Oh yeah, you haven't been here in a year yet.
I also come from a swamp, which might make a difference. Like when you can't breathe because you'll breathe in mosquitoes, then that's when you really have to do it. All right, devise and
We don't
alliance.
have mosquitoes here then.
Like, nothing like a little mosquito land living
Oh, okay.
15 and 16, petty and comprehensive. The petty thief was comprehensively, was comprehensive. The petty thief was met with comprehensive abuse. Petty and comprehensive. All over it. 17 and 18, competence and infinitesimal.
What's your age? You get this knowledge?
His competence was in himself.
Infinitesimal?
Yes, infinitesimal. His competence, yeah, was infinitesimal. Not much there. His confidence was simply infinitesimal. His confidence in his competence was not infinitesimal, but his competence was.
That word just make him mad.
Yeah, me too.
Infinitesimal is 18. 19 and 20 are cooperation and lenience. If I can have some cooperation, I will have some lenience on your grades. Nope, not even close. Cooperation and lenience.
Okay.
21 and 22, prodigious and decent.
What did you just say?
Prodigious and decent. The prodigious jump was looked on with a decent amount of, decent, with a decent amount of awe. Prodigious and decent.
I did that with laser.
23 and 24, condense and mediocre. If you condense oxygen, it becomes liquid. But that's nothing but mediocre. Condense and mediocre, that's all it is. Can't think of how to spin that into the same thing. Condense and mediocre. 25 and 26, illusion and impertinence. When the juvenile delinquent made an allusion to the judge's childhood, the judge threw the book at him for his impertinence. Illusion and impertinence.
You think a judge would do that actually?
You never know. 27 and 28, microscopic and illusion. The microscopic illusion was hard to follow under the microscope,
So,
not to mention
is the second one?
microscopic and illusion, as in it was an illusion. By the illusionist, magician made an illusion. It was illusion that he had good grades, but he didn't. Illusion. 29 and 30, say what?
I just said that's my special
Yeah, 29 and 30. Violence and trivial. The violence on the screen was not trivial. There was an intense amount of violence and trivial.
Mr. Kent,
Yes, sir.
when I was when he said he threw the book at him,
Yeah.
there was actually, they only say it metaphorically. Throw the book at his crimes. Well, there was a one where a judge actually threw a book at them.
Really? Didn't hit her?
No, he didn't. He didn't actually throw it at the lady, but it was like this lady didn't want to serve on the jury until he got really mad
And threw a book at it.
and just threw a book in the air. And it turned out to be a pocket-sized version of the U.S. Constitution.
Okay. I just think it's interesting that something that we took, like somebody did it just randomly once, and all of a sudden everybody started just picking it up and using it. And that's the way words work, and phrases and expressions. All right, let's read through this.
I have 2 more to get.
29 and 30 were trivial, violence and trivial.
Violence and trivial.
Otherwise, we'll read through them, and you just keep an eye out for what you missed. And you can write at the bottom, I don't particularly care in which order they're in. All right, number 1, access. 2, absence. 3, miniature. 4, alley. 5, consequence. 6, minute. 7, biography. 8, nonsense. 9, negligible. 10, incredulous. 11, intense. 12, humongous. 13, devise. 14, alliance. 15, petty. 16, comprehensive. 17, competence. 18, infinitesimal. 19, cooperation. 20, lenience. 21, prodigious. 22, decent. 23, condensed. 24, mediocre. 25, illusion. 26, impertinence. 27, microscopic. 28, illusion. 29, violence. 30, trivial. Make sure your name and date is on there. Thank you very much.
Why did they just let out an answer 2?
Because I told them that I needed science.
You do not need science. Or maybe you do not.
I do. I need the science period.
Why did you need the science period?
Because we have a test tomorrow. Do you need the science period?
No.
Definitely not. I don't need the test either.
When do we get report cards?
I hope the end of this week.
My report card is gonna be so sad.
Tonight.
Just because we're doing it tonight doesn't mean they're going to be done tonight. We have a lot of work to do.
Poor us.
Actually, you guys will have yours probably. I mean, yours will assuredly by the end of the week. Just use the old system we've given to you.
Is the new system more lenient?
No.
Is it less lenient?
No.
Just is it?
Yes.
Can't really say rats because it could have been worse.
Yes.
Or it could have been.
It could have been better. Could have been worse. Whatever it is, you want to complain about it, but you don't quite know how. Hate when that happens. No grounds for complaint, but you really wanted to. Hey, I do not want to watch that. Stupid YouTube pop-ups. Hang on.